Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Diamond Unlimited and I have another video for you today. Today we will be discussing how to develop your personal brand. This will be the quick and dirty version of branding. I'm sure it's a word that we've all heard millions and millions of times, and it's like, okay, what is it? Do I already have a brand? What do I even do? It's just one of those terms it seems kind of broad. But a brand is how you are seen in the world. How do people perceive you and maybe your company? But what is the perception? What is the personality? What are you known for? What are you known for? And you may have to do some digging after watching this video and really assess, okay, do I have a brand? If I do have a brand or something in mind, is it obvious? Is it something that people can sense when they go on my page, my social media channels, my website? Is it something that they can feel when they meet me in person or see a video of me online? And I just want to dive into that a little bit deeper today, so we can come out learning just more about branding and how you can leverage this in the future. So let's get started. So what is a brand? A brand is how you promote yourself, is how you show up to the world. And there are a few tips that I want to give you all about how to stand out. You can create a brand, but how can you show up in a unique way, in a way that is very memorable for your audience? And it's just so important in this market, just any market really is so saturated now, unless you're really in a very just rare, unique market or really deep down a niche. But you want to figure out a way to just separate yourself. And like Seth Godin says, be the purple cow. If you haven't read that book, I highly recommend. It is one of my favorite books, and it has really just changed my mindset as it relates to marketing and branding. But there are 3 tips that I want to give you, and it will really help you kind of make sure that you are standing out from the crowd. As it relates to building your brand, there are 3 things that you want to keep in mind. I call it the branding building blocks, aka VPP. It is your brand's voice, your brand's perception, and your brand promise. If you can lock down these 3 things, I promise you, brand promise, I promise you that people will really start to pour back into your business and invest in you and trust you. Trust is one of the biggest things that you should strive for as it relates to attracting new clientele. Sorry, my brain. Attracting new clientele and, of course, increasing revenue and reaching just a wider and broader audience. Because when people can trust your brand, best believe they will become an advocate for you. They will become an advocate for your business, and they will naturally start telling the world about your brand and your business and your services and your offerings. You won't have to push so hard. Of course, there's a space for marketing, but it's like it's selling itself, especially when you follow through with these things. So first, let's start with brand voice. Brand voice is all about how people hear you, how they listen to you, your personality, the tone, and the way that you write your messaging, and the type of language that you use. And this is so critical. It's one of those things where you really want to define in the very beginning. I do think that it is somewhat trial and error when you're kind of trying to find that brand voice. You'll see with companies like Wendy's and who else is it? Wendy's, KFC. It's just certain companies, especially on the Twitter platform, where you can tell they found their voice and they've integrated humor into the way that they interact with customers. And now it's an expectation, but we know it adds that human element, and you can see what they care about and what they don't care about. People are watching. So it's kind of that voice that it will set you apart for sure. It will set you apart. It'll make you stand out, and they know that you stand for something. So that's a little bit more about the brand voice. Brand perception. How do people perceive your brand? When they think of you, what 3 words would come to mind? What thoughts would come to mind? What problem do they think that you can solve? That's the real question. Would they refer you? Would some of your network refer you to other people? And for what? If they do refer you, what are they referring you for? And is it something that you want to be referred for? If that makes any sense. For instance, if I want to be known as this coach, and I coach people that are, they're starting their businesses, and then someone's referring me for only websites, building websites, then it's like, okay. Or even better example, say if I'm targeting millennial women of color and I'm not the go-to person for that, that's a problem. That's something that I want to tackle. That's something that I want to take control of. So with your brand, it should be evident of who your target audience is, and then they should trust you. So they should be able to hear your voice on the platforms. They should be able to think of you and have in mind, okay, no, Diamond is the person for that. This is what she's passionate about. She's passionate about helping Black-owned businesses. She's passionate about helping women of color. It should just be all in sync. It should be all in sync. Okay. The next thing is your brand promise. Okay. The next thing is your brand promise. We all, as an individual brand or, the brand of your company, we all are making some type of promise to our customers, to the world of what we are going to put out there in the universe, what we are going to be responsible for, what our missions and our values are, and how we want to show up. And we are committing to something, one thing or the other. We're making a promise, and that needs to be noticeable too. It should be very apparent of, okay, I'm a coach. I'm helping young Black women leaders in this certain space. And I promise to be authentic. I promise to always share relevant information and methodologies and tools. And I promise to speak up when no one else will. You see? Like, it needs to be something that you are committing to, and that may take you kind of taking some time to think about that if you haven't identified what that is just yet. So you really want to get out some paper, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and really take time to figure out, what do I want my brand voice to be? How do I want to be perceived in the world? And what is the promise going to be? What am I willing to commit to? What do I want to be known for? What do I want people to trust me with? Because if you want people to become a client, buy your product, invest in your services, they have to trust you. And in order to trust you, they have to believe you. It all is a domino effect. You have your brand. In order for people to give you dollars or give you their time or give you their feedback, whatever it is that you need from them, they have to be able to trust you. And trust comes from just being authentic. And of course, showing up each time with what you said you were going to do and being consistent is definitely a consistency game. So those are 3 things that I really wanted to leave with you because I think they are super, super important. And before I let you go, there are 3 things. I'm staying with the 3s today. There are 3 things that you must remember as it relates to creating content, because you may feel like, okay, I know my brand voice. I feel like we have the promise thing down packed and we know how we want to be perceived, but now what? And that's where the real work begins. It is the content that sells it, in a sense, because a lot of times people are being introduced to your brand for the first time through social media, through a blog, or something of the sort. Before people decide to even message you, they may want to do their research first and check out some of your content. So you have to make sure that everything is in sync. Key number 1, create quality content at all times. I know it is easy to feel like I need to put out as much content as possible. I need to be in everyone's social media phase, and that can harm you too. Yes, it will get you noticed, but you want the right attention, especially when you are trying to figure out your audience, trying to figure out your brand. You don't want to just throw out crazy things because you don't want to lose those followers. Yes, new followers will come and you'll learn from it regardless, but I say really space it out and really think about your content. Of course, that goes into content planning and content scheduling, but quality content. Always think to yourself, is this solving something for someone? Is this solving a problem? Is this going to help someone learn something that they didn't know? Is this bookmark worthy? That's the question for you. I bookmark a lot of things, and there are a lot of things I don't bookmark. So you want to keep that in mind. Would I bookmark this content? Would I want to save it for later? Would I want to share it to someone? Would I screenshot it just so I can have it in my phone? You want to create quality content. That doesn't mean everything's going to be super deep and crazy, but it needs to, is it a source of entertainment? Is it going to make someone laugh? Is it going to make someone smile? Is it going to make someone stop for a second and think about something? That's what you want to go after. If you want people to really say, hey, I want to follow them, or really keep up with their pages, or turn on the notifications for their profiles. So that's tip number one. Always quality. Tip number two, quality photos. Please do not sleep on the photos / videos, picture. Like just don't underestimate the power of that. Now, everyone can't just start off with these, crazy photo shoots. If it's relevant for you to have photos of yourself, or, you just want to be in control of that. But there are so many platforms out there. I'll be sure to drop some in the description box for you, where you can get stock photos. Some are free, some you can pay for, but there are options. So please be sure, even with Canva, they have some stock photos as well within their platform. So please do your research. Please at least try to find some pretty good photos, and photos that make sense too. Photos that are kind of intertwined with your brand, and it kind of goes with your brand, and it just feels right and it fits right. And just take that time. You can even take a Saturday. I've done this before. You can take a day or two and just look at photos all day and download, create a folder on your drive or on your desktop, and really just collect them. Sometimes I have no clue what I want to use photos for, but I know now I'm a little bit more in tune with what photos just make sense. Even if I don't have a plan, I just know, okay, this makes sense. This seems like the type of photos that I posted in the past, or the type of quality that I'm shooting for in the future. So let me start collecting these photos. So quality. I will definitely follow a page if I feel like it looks nice and the pictures, I'm gravitating towards the images and the videos. I'm going to at least watch it or look at it for sure. So quality content, quality photos. The last tip, be authentic. It sounds so obvious, but people can tell when you are not being genuine. They can tell when it's salesy and you're just trying to chase people down and get them to buy something, or it's super copy and paste all the time. If you are in their DMs, or you're just, people can tell. That's the moral of the story. People know, they can just feel it when things just aren't genuine and it's not authentic, and they want to know who you are. Many of times the brands that get the most recognition are brands that they just have this human side to them. They have this human element. They can be honest and transparent about what's working and what's not working, and telling people what their goals are, and sharing their story. And that's what people want. So please be sure to think about how to show up in an authentic way in every way, whether it's in person, at an event, online, a one-on-one meeting, a group session. It doesn't matter. The same rules apply for that step. Be as authentic as you can, and I promise you will stand out. All right, and that's all I have for you today on personal branding. I will be launching a course very, very soon, and we can go even deeper into all things branding and marketing and just other tips for starting your business. If you are someone that is looking to either start a new business, revamp, or elevate, we have something for everyone. So please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. Please share with a friend. And yeah, turn on those notifications as well. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye.